So I'm gonna start another recording here, because lately there's been quite a bit of there's quite a bit lately about the recent Harry Potter game that came out, or you know, or it's gonna be released um, um, in like the next day or two or something like that. Hogwarts Legacy. Um, okay, initial release date on February 10th. Okay, so it's not officially out, but it will come out soon. Um, so I wanted to talk a short time about this because, um, and kind of addressed, my viewpoints on it. Okay. Um, so first things first. Okay. Um, you know, um, anybody that is trans deserves the right to live just as much as anybody else that it's out there. Okay. They want to live, and have a life just as much as anybody else. Okay. So, um, and I have no problem with them wanting to live that life. You know, now, you know, uh, if anybody's wondering, no, I am not trans. Okay. And while I don't know of, I mean, there's Kermit's wife, but I don't really know if I know anybody like directly, that is trans. Um, but that's neither here nor there. Okay. Um, they have every right to live their life. Um, and you know, uh, no one should, um, make uh, like any kind of, you know, um requirement forcing them to do one thing or another. Okay. Um, if they need to go through medical procedures to do what they feel is right, then let them do that. Okay, let them consult with their doctor and handle that. Okay. I have no say in that, you know. Why would I? Okay. I expect no one else to do the exact same thing. Okay. What happens between, that trans person and the doctor is just between them. Okay. That's it. That's where it should stop. Okay. So anybody that has any other differing opinions on that, it's like I I say look in a mirror or something like that. Tell them to look inwards because they are judging another person, and I don't care what kind of how they came up with that idiotic reasoning. Um, you know, Sometimes people even use religious dogma to say and do whatever they feel is just, and it's like, no, no, sorry, but no. You know, you don't have a say in what happens in their life. Okay. Um, if you have a problem with that, then you could take it up with your God and hope that He's merciful. Because you being judgment, from what I understand, most religions say that that's not necessarily a good attitude to have when you get up to the pearly gates. So, just saying. Um, so that's my standpoint on that. Now, when it comes to Hogwarts Legacy, um, a lot of people are, a lot of people want to play the game, right? They're like, you know, let's, this is concerning, Harry Potter series. I love Harry Potter. Blah blah blah. I love this franchise. Blah blah blah. I get that. I enjoyed the movies myself. I, have the books myself. I understand that. Okay. Um, but when you have the author actively like donating to organizations that are fighting against trans rights, then that's a problem. And no matter what you say or do, any kind of money that is made off of the Harry Potter franchise, the IP, she's getting some money off of it. And she's basically using that money to hurt others. I don't support that at all. I don't like that. Okay. I feel that she needs to reevaluate herself, because that's just the wrong attitude. But she probably will never listen. It's, um, hard to say, right? Maybe she will. I don't know. Change can be hard for some people, and I just hope, you know, she, you know, she understands what, a trans person has to go through to, you know, to live. And what she's doing is actively hurting them. Okay. Now, but, and hence the reason why I don't want to play Hogwarts Legacy. Okay. I don't want to purchase it. I don't want to play it. So, but that's my decision. Okay. No one else's. If you want to play it, then go ahead and play it, I guess. Um, that is your decision. Okay. But, I want to give my reasoning on it. Um, Now everybody's going to come forward and say, but Jim, you're hurting, you're making this decision on the author. You're hurting the art over the, just because of the artist. Well, that's the thing. You contributing money to the art is hurting other people. And I don't really want to add more money to the fuel, you know. Um, you know, it's one of the reasons why I don't really like going through Amazon that much. Even though I'm here on Twitch and Twitch is under the Amazon umbrella. I get that. Um, but, Amazon hurts a lot of people. You know, they supply a lot of jobs, but, they hurt a lot of people too. So it's like, oh, Jesus. But back on track. Um, Here's the thing. The development studio, if they're being paid by another company to make this, then they've already been paid. All the developers have been paid. They're not going to get royalties from it. developers don't get royalties for games. If it was, I would have gotten maybe a check or two, maybe for the one game that I made or helped make. You know, no, it's no royalties whatsoever on that. Um, so the developers, they've already been paid. The the money that you spend is going to be going directly to um, the basically the distributor of the game, and that's it. You know, and then by proxy, going to J.K. Rowling. Okay, so you're not going to be hurting the development team on this. You know, um, they've already been paid. Um, the and they're like, but it's all about Harry Potter. It's all about okay. Here's the thing. You can be creative. You don't have to use Harry Potter's IP to make a wizarding game. Shock. I know, right? It's like, hey, you can go to, you know, you can do Willow, or well, I mean, that's typically, that's Disney. But hey, you can be creative. Guess what? There's been a lot of games out there that are indie that have done a lot of like magical games, that have done really well for it. Oh my God, people fly on broomsticks. Oh my God, that's so creative. No, it's not. You're kidding me, right? Are you stupid or something? Wake up. You know, um, a sport on broomsticks. Oh my gosh, Quidditch. Oh my gosh. That's so original. It's like, well, sure. Then, make up your own game. Then, or create something different for it. Hey, there's been, broom races before. That's not that much different or anything along those lines. I mean, you know, they don't have to use that IP. Okay? If they don't really like the creator and the fact that she's making money off of that IP, then don't don't support that IP anymore. You know? Um, do something else. Do something creative. If they're coming forward and they're saying, "Hey, we want you to do the Harry Potter," um, then say, "Well, we don't want to support J.K. Rowling. Can we do a different style game? Just name it differently." Oh gosh, let's be creative. Oh, it's like people do it all the time. Okay. Um, I know of one game that, was a big hit with, that's multiplayer. That dealt with magic, Magica, multiplayer, you troll the shit out of everybody and you know, but um so yeah, that's kind of my stance on it. Um I know that I'm a small voice out there, and I mean they're already making money off of it. People are already buying it. People are like, "Oh, because you're saying this, I'm gonna buy too." All right. Um. Uh. And let's face it. There's a lot of companies out there that are doing some really crappy shit out there. Okay. And you know, so here's an idea. Okay. Um, Maybe look at all those companies that are doing all these crappy things and don't support them. Put your money elsewhere. I know. Hey, guess what? You know, uh, you know the um, you know the um, there's other games that you can purchase. There's other games that you can play. Um, Dev studios can make a game very much the same as what they made for Hogwarts Legacy. They didn't need to use that IP, you know. And everybody could have said, "Oh yeah, it's a Harry Potter clone." Okay, it's a Harry Potter clone. It's not using that IP though, you know. Um, Obviously they would have needed to change things up a lot, you know. But hey, guess what? That's creative. Um, Now, okay, the the way companies change is that you hit them in the pocketbook. Okay, you know, you support companies that actually do the right thing, and you basically stop supporting the ones that are terrible. You know, um, you don't give money to them, and therefore you hurt their pocketbook. Okay, to the point where things change. You know, um, now who knows? They might get even worse. Okay, but you know, some companies, in my viewpoint, shouldn't have a business anymore, but yet still getting people's business. You know, Chick-fil-A and Hobby Lobby or whatever it's called. You know, both of those companies are just terrible. Um, don't have a Hobby Lobby anywhere near me, so you know, I'm gonna boycott them. There's not one nearby me, so it doesn't really matter. But um, I remember having a little bit of Chick-fil-A when I was in college. It really wasn't all that great personally, but ooh, chicken with a pickle on bread. Wow. Um, yeah, no. I wasn't that big of a fan of Chick-fil-A, and it was an easy thing to go, yeah, no, I don't need to purchase more from them. That kind of thing. Um, so, I don't need to purchase Hogwarts Legacy. That's just kind of my stance on it. You know, um, now I'm probably gonna get hit with a lot of people like maybe bashing me or something like that. But when it comes right down to it, um, there's a lot of people that are stating, hey, we want to support trans rights, and J.K. Rowling is going against that. So where do you stand? You know, so so I kind of said my piece on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording right now, and we're gonna move on.